Welcome to eMpower Hour, a video series where we celebrate the remarkable achievements of Marian High School alumni and create meaningful connections between Marian's current students and faculty and staff.
Empower! Empower! Empower!
Empower!
Empower!
Empower!
Empower!
Empower!
Empower!
Well, welcome everybody. We are here with three amazing individuals. We are here with Pat Cleary Schroeder, class of 65. We are here with Lauren Billingsley, class of 25. And we are here with Miss Karis Horn, Counseling Associate and faculty staff member of Marian High School. Welcome everybody. And in case anyone was curious, Lauren is preparing to be in aviation, and she does have that headset on to call to the station. Air traffic. Making sure you guys knew.
Right.
They knew. That's good.
Yeah, I would respond, hold your position.
But Lauren does it all. She's a senior here at Marian. She is in her first musical, high school musical, which is opening this weekend. So she made time to be here with us today, and we are so thankful for that. So she's in costume, ready to go back. And let's get rolling. Got some similarities between Lauren and Pat, even though, Lauren is graduating this year and Pat graduated in 65. 40 years difference, there's still so many similarities. And so we're excited to get to see where those come together and connect. So Pat, welcome back. And we just kind of want to hear a little bit of your journey after your time that you spent at Marian. You became a pilot, and how did that go for you, and what inspired you to do that, and whatever you want to share that's on your mind?
When I left Marian with my degree, I had chosen to go to the University of Dayton and discovered they had a flying club. I had a long-standing interest as a young girl living outside or on the flight path for Chicago O'Hare Airport, and I used to live in Illinois. And my journey during high school brought me here to Marian for my junior and senior year. So when I left Marian, I concentrated in my junior and senior year, excelling academically because I wanted to go to college. And no one I was an only child, but not many people in my family had, so it was important. So knowing they had a flying club, I did get involved there. I immediately became, I think, secretary, again, perhaps a stereotype, but I became one of their first flight instructors. I progressed while I was in college and went from the first certificate as a private pilot. Then I got a commercial, which is not airline ready, but it's called commercial instrument, and I got my instructors. And I even got a seaplane rating along the way somewhere there. So in college, that's what I did during those 4 years at the University of Dayton. I built a ledger of ratings, certificates, licenses, and then went from there. So I think that's probably enough just to start the journey. Because there's a lot more after that.
Well, thanks. That was a great start. Lauren, to you, you are a senior this year. You're about to graduate. First and foremost, congratulations.
Thank you.
And,
Yes.
I mean, amazing how time flies. But pun not intended.
That's good. I didn't know.
But you have an interest, a passion in life, and that is aviation as well. And so what sparked your interest in aviation, and when did you know that you wanted to become a pilot, or just within this world?
Yeah. So when I was probably in 5th grade, I've always been fascinated with planes, going on trips. I always asked to go in the cockpit, always asked to see what's going on. So my mom, she signed me up for I think it was going in my sophomore year. She signed me up for this program at Wayne State. It was a summer program, and it was just taught more about aviation, different aviation jobs, air traffic controlling. I went to Detroit City Airport and the Detroit Metro Airport. Sorry, my bad. And I went to like the tower, and that was really cool. That's what I was really interested in. But then, like the last day of the camp, I guess you could say, they took us to Detroit City Airport, and that's when I met one of my mentors, Dr. Smith, and he took me up in the air. Like this, it was my first time like being in a 1-engine plane. Like I was scared. He took me up in a plane, and I really enjoyed it. I was like, oh, I want to like take lessons. Like he was like, yeah, we have like a program here. So it's a Tuskegee Airman program, and that's how I got started. He taught. I went to ground school and everything through them. So.
And that was during your what year?
That was during sophomore year. Yeah, it was through sophomore year because that
Unreal.
summer I went right into the program.
And so as a senior in high school, if we were like, hey, we have this private plane and we just want to go, you know, yeah, you got us. I could fly you guys.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that.
of course.
I'm like smiling ear to ear. It's just so cool to hear like everything starts out, right? So Pat, did you, during your time at Marian, after Marian, Lauren mentioned that she is a mentor. Did you have a mentor, a role model that supported your dreams the way that Karis and, you know, so many others in her life to get to where she's going has mentored her?
I'd like to start with saying I grew up in a different era. We're talking 60 years ago I graduated. And there wasn't a lot of support in that particular way. There were, as a junior in college, I joined the 99s, which is an international organization of women pilots. And that helps because you can hear the stories of other women and you can also start networking. So the first time I really wanted a mentor was when I was in one of my jobs. And my boss looked at me and said, "A mentor?" So that's pretty much where I came from. And as I look back, I think I would say I just kind of made my own way, listening, observing, understanding what not only women, but other pilots were going through in their quest for wherever they saw their career going, whether it was as an air traffic controller, I did look into that at one point, or as a pilot flying for hire. And I asked myself many times, have I got what it takes to have that as a career? I'm a girl. I mean, I'm a young girl. How will I be accepted? So anyway, I can talk more about people that gave me a chance and so forth and my path, but I think that's probably a good start.
We have kind of seen it in society as something that's heavily like male dominated. And so women in aviation and breaking barriers, going about that and any challenges that arose during your time, not just in that sense, but in other ways too. How did you work through it? Do you have things that you're thinking about that you're like, like I'm really excited for this, but I'm also a little bit apprehensive, or like, you know, just maybe I want some advice, or maybe this or that, or, you know, just kind of opening up the table for you guys to all just kind of discuss and brainstorm whatever's on your mind from that.
Well, I could add that my dad, who was a middle manager for an oil company, one day I said, "Dad, this guy got off the airplane. I was flying a charter, and he said to me when other passengers got on, when we made a stop, that I made a horrible landing. And that's just not fair, Dad." And he said, "Well, didn't we teach you life's not fair?" He said, he's pulling your chain. He's trying to see how you react under maybe a little pressure because you're flying other people. So the other mentor would have been my first instructor, if I could name him that, but he was very helpful to me.
Yeah, I was in my first instructor also. He was so helpful to me. Like, okay, I remember I was getting ready for my FAA written test, and I literally had a breakdown because I was the only girl in my class that passed like the scholarship, because we got a scholarship if you pass the ground school and you got over like a 90% on all of your tests. You got a scholarship for free flying. That's how I got into the free flying.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was studying for an FAA test, and like it was like the week before he had to sign off like for me to take it. And I just broke down because all my other classmates, I knew they got like almost like not perfect score, but like it was like really, really good scores. And so I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get a perfect score. Like I just had a breakdown. And so he just like talked me through and just like helped me like calm down and like. Fun fact, I did fail, but I took it. I didn't fail. I mean, I did fail, but like, I didn't like bomb it, you know? Yeah. But so then, my mom, my parents, I wanted to quit. Like, I wanted to be like, no, I'm done. My parents, they're like, no, like, keep going, like, just take it again. So I was gonna quit. I was like, no, like, I don't want to fly no more. Like, I just wanted to give up. Mm-hmm. So then, I went to my mentor, Dr. Smith, and he was like, well, like he was like, okay, if you don't want to fly, like I'm not gonna make you fly. But then like he was like highly encouraged it, and so I worked through it, and then like I studied harder, and I took it, and that's how I got passed, I guess.
Like, are you like looking back on that now? You're like, let's go. Like,
you
passed me.
Yeah. And then but also Dr. Smith also got me into air traffic controlling. So I want to go for aviation management. That's what I want to go for college for aviation management, and then minor in flight science. So I can like so I can do both. Like I can best of both worlds. So that's how I got into air traffic controlling. I always want to go to college for. So.
And you know where you're going?
Yeah, Hampton or
out.
Delaware, but mostly Hampton right now.
Okay.
But yeah.
So exciting.
I'm excited.
Do they have a flight program?
Yeah, they do. They do. It's the only HBCU that has like an actual FAA flight program. Yeah.
Oh man.
Where is it located?
Virginia.
Hampton,
Virginia. Yep.
Okay. Good luck. Enjoy.
Thank you.
I'm going to tell you, though, there's a lot more tests to take.
Yeah. I know. They're like, oh, this is your first and many more. Like, I felt like nobody failed like the first one. Like, and then like everybody fails at least one test. So like, and
right.
like,
Yeah.
Like I got out the way, but like I know I'm gonna have many more tests. I just have to like just focus on me, not everybody else. You know.
Yeah.
If I could just make a little remark about airline or management.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like airport management. I had opportunities during grad school, believe it or not. At the time, the University of Michigan owned Willow Run Airport. And they had a project due to a new government regulation being put out for airports. And so I actually worked in that area.
Oh, really?
So when I talk about my path being kind of zigzaggy, I worked in other things, I learned other things, and so sometimes your path may not be exactly straight to where you think you want to go. You modify it.
Did you like it?
I did, very much so.
Okay.
Yes, I followed a gentleman around who ran the fuel farm because no one else knew what he did. So I documented it all.
It's smart.
Sounds strange, but
yeah.
But now you know what he did.
Yeah.
well, I hope they did. I didn't stay. I moved on to something else for another airport. So,
Okay.
Anyway.
Were you ever a commercial pilot, or were you just?
Well, yes, I flew for hire. I worked for corporations.
Okay.
Small and large.
Okay.
And then for if you've heard of fractional on-demand flying, it's where people either buy a whole airplane or a fraction of an airplane, which gets them so many hours of flying, and on trips basically for travel. So that those are the areas I flew in. I was a simulator instructor, pilot simulator instructor for a major airline also.
Okay.
And then went into management for the courses that the pilots took. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was also looking into that too.
Yeah. There's so many avenues. Really,
And nobody
there are.
knows about it. I'm like, there's so many like opportunities nobody knows about in aviation.
Right.
I love that you guys know. I know. This is so fascinating.
It's like I'm watching a lecture.
Right?
And before you go, I brought you a couple of magazines
Oh, okay.
from Women in Aviation Organization, and I hope you enjoy reading them and learning from other women and what they've already accomplished, what they hope to accomplish, what they advise you. This can become part of your network, as well as the 99s. But there's quite a few others. You can do Civil Air Patrol, the cadets, You can do EAA, Young Eagles. There are other areas where you can also learn more about it. Your college may even have relationships with them. And there's also Black Pilots Association and Organization of Black Pilots. It made me think, I wonder if there is an organization for Black women, like there is women in aviation, but this would be a very supportive group, the 99th. So hopefully you'll get a chance to look into that.
Thank you.
That's so awesome.
So awesome, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I love it. I do have like 2 last questions for everybody. First one, Marian is what's bringing us all together. That's our, common thread at this table. And so just to kind of brainstorm, and whoever's ready to answer this first, how do you feel that Marian has supported you in your journey to being confident and knowing what you want for yourself and to live out your passion and to go after it? And how do you see that come alive within the students that you counsel and are a part of their journeys?
That's a good question.
It's a big question.
Yeah.
But, if it's just like something, small of like how Marian, maybe one thing that it's just left you with in your heart that's kind of allowed you to take on this journey in your life and where you're heading.
Yeah, I can start if you guys want to think about your question. I know all my teachers were very supportive. Like I would be in class, like having my book, like studying because I had like a ground school test, like the day, like next day or something. And they're always so supportive of me. And they're always like, oh, how'd you do on the test? And they always like encourage me. Like they never like, I'm like, oh, I probably didn't do that good. They're like, oh, it's okay, you got the next one. Like, and everybody was just like so like wanted me to do good and not like wanted me to fail. I feel like that's Marian. Like, everybody wants you to succeed at Marian. Nobody like wants you to fall behind. So yeah.
I love that. What a
like that, too.
response.
Yeah. For me, coming to Marian, I got to stay at the same high school for 2 years, which really was a plus for me. And I wasn't really looking toward aviation at that point. I was looking toward how much I enjoyed science and math. I got an excellent education here. And when I chose, a recruiter chose the University of Dayton to go to, and then discovered they had a flying club, things kind of fell into place. And the fire was kindled again to look into learning to fly. So the first person I told about that was my dad. He says, okay, well, let me see that student handbook there of organizations, and then go see how much it costs.
And then boom, you did it.
I did it.
Wow, I don't know. That's just such a big question. I don't know. I think when I'm thinking about it, I kind of just thinking about how Lauren is so unique. Like Marian is super awesome because like you just see so many girls, especially in the counseling office. It's like everyone wants to pursue like a career in STEM, which is already amazing because like, it's a male dominated field. And I mean, the years go by and our enrollment goes up and like more girls want to achieve that. But like this area of STEM is more unique. Like I didn't know anyone who was like going to an aviation, and I was like, wow, like Lauren's already like she's like she's already set. Yeah, she's already set apart. And I don't know, like like I guess you see all the girls just so supportive of one another. Like I always say, like, oh my gosh, I love when the girls have fun because I'm not in the classroom, so I only see them outside, and it's just like they're always laughing. Like every time I see her, she is laughing with someone, and it's just like it's just such a like tight-knit community. Like it's already amazing how like we have this connection like already, and like we can find someone. Like there'll always be a Marian girl out there, and that connection will kind of last forever. And I think that's something so unique about this school that I kind of wish I had. Like, I didn't go here, and I'm like, I wonder how close I'd be with, the people I went to high school with if I did. But I don't know. Marian's really unique, and it puts a smile on my face when I think about it. And I don't know. Yeah.
Those answers, are you guys kidding me? They're amazing. Wow, thank you guys so much. And my last question, just kind of to leave it on a fun, light note. I know there's so much more to unpack with like where you're heading and what you've done and accomplished and where you're going to continue to go in your life and your journey. And this is a great connection that's going to be everlasting, right? You're so correct in that. And so I love that you guys had the opportunity to meet and hopefully have this great, connection now to lean on one another throughout your, process. And but again, Marian being the common thread here.
Okay.
Favorite memory from your time at Marian, and since you're a senior, favorite memory. It could be like, your favorite food year, your favorite memory. Like, was it, powder puff, field day? Was it a goofy moment in class? Was it getting your pilots license as a sophomore? Was it you had the best freshman volleyball coach? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
First volleyball was the most peak.
It was peak. And your favorite memory here so far?
Well, I'll start with just I made new friends when I came here, and I still have those friends. And one of them became my best water skiing buddy.
Water skiing. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Flying
so it
and
was
water
something.
skiing.
Wow.
So
You could have flown a plane while she was water skiing. That might have been a little dangerous, but that's...
yeah, I hadn't taken any lessons at that point. I
So
had
maybe not.
flown on a commercial airliner, but I had not had any lessons myself. But I had a book my dad gave me about flying, and I read it often. So.
My favorite memory is senior retreat, of course. Senior retreat is just like, it brings everybody together, like especially our grade. Our grade, my grade is so close. Like, we're like all family. Like, we're just all friends. Like, there's no yeah. So like senior retreat is my favorite moment. So.
I'm glad you brought that up. Ours was in Sand Lac, and it was wonderful.
Really?
Yeah.
Ours was in Novi, maybe. I think it was in Novi.
I haven't been here that long, but I loved field day, and of course I was rooting for the seniors.
Yeah.
But when they were all dancing, it was like a perfect day, and they ended up winning anyway. Actually, no. I would say maybe my favorite memory was yesterday because we had a basketball game, and I thought I would lose my voice. I was like cheering for Marian like so loudly. Oh my gosh, there were so many students there. I don't know, the community's so strong. I just love when we come together. So those are probably my top two, I think.
Love that.
Yeah.
I wish we could keep going for forever,
Yeah.
but I know that everyone's
Yeah.
super busy. You've got to play to get back to. You've got to, catch a plane,
Oh.
right? Soon, maybe.
Not too soon.
Well, then stay at Marian all day long. Forever.
Come see the play.
Yeah, come see the play. Oh my
play.
gosh. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing us together.
Oh, what an honor. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously.
because so many memories have emerged for me now, such as field day.
But I do know that this was amazing.
I keep forgetting.
Thank you all for being here. And,
Thank you so much.
Yeah.